folks, it is me again. I'm Cedric from Serving Strains, and today in this video, we're going to be going over a kind of controversial topic here, um, regarding this here, my financial regrets, you could say, the Broadway Limited Big Boy. I'm just going to go over some of the things that have been happening with this that I really don't like. And I'm gonna demonstrate a couple things here too. So, as I just said, this is my Broadway Limited Big Boy. Um, yeah, it's not been going too well for this thing, I will say. As the smoke unit has started to leak, which is kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. I actually have photo proof, and I actually opened it, so I'll overlay some of that over this. And it is quite crazy that Broadway still can't get a good fit on their smoke units, which still doesn't make any sense to me. How they are unable to make a smoke unit that does not leak. Almost every single Broadway Limited locomotive in my collection has a leaking smoke unit. The only one that doesn't is my Paragon 2 Dreyfuss Hudson, because I guess Paragon 2 is just better than 4. My FEF has a leaking smoke unit, which they sent me another smoke unit and it still didn't work. It leaked even more and ruined my entire layout. Literally, that's not a joke when I say that. It literally pulled up my ballast on my layout and, yeah, ruined the grip tires on those locomotives. I had to clean all of my freight, all of my locomotives that I ran, including my Zephyr set, which, yeah, it's a lot. And my my other big boy, the 4018 49er paint scheme one, has some smoke fluid on the side, but it's not a lot, so it could just be, I don't know, something. But there is stuff there. But on 4014, there is so much on it, literally a lot. If I just maybe go here, yeah, you can see here. If I focus on my finger, the smoke fluid. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can see it possibly on my index finger. Hold on. I don't know. I can see it. I don't think it's visible on camera, but yeah, there's smoke fluid all throughout the sides. There is smoke fluid on the grip tires and all here. There is smoke fluid somehow in the cab as well, and there was smoke fluid leading onto the drawbar. No idea how that happened. There's also quite a bit of smoke fluid sitting under the boiler. I mean, like inside under the smoke unit. Because unlike the FEF-3, the smoke unit in this actually attaches to the top instead of sitting on the bottom, which is interesting to say the least. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. And one other thing as well, for some reason this wasn't, or hold on, apparently these are meant to have drawbars that sense the freight behind it. So if you were to like maybe hold the tender and the drawbar gets pulled, it's meant to increase the chuffing, which doesn't happen for me. It doesn't happen on my 4018 Big Boy. I already tested that, and my FEF-3, it does not do that either on that one. It doesn't do it on this one either. So apparently that's meant to happen, but I guess it doesn't. So again, not sure what's going on with it. And after this one has unfortunately leaked again, the grip tires did get ruined, where they just won't stay on anymore. I did manage to replace them, 2 of them, which is the ones I just needed to replace. Yet my track is still recovering, though, from the leaking, which is quite unfortunate. It's still very slippery, which is unfortunate. I don't know if that will ever fix itself. I might just have to keep running the trains and just let it wear down a little bit or something, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's just It's not really been a fun time, especially when this costs. I think now the price is $849 for one of these big boys. For that, the locomotive should be literally flawless and should be perfect. And as they say, state-of-the-art sounds when this big boy doesn't even sound like the real thing. The chuffing is off, the whistle is off. The only thing that is accurate, well, yeah, pretty much accurate, is the bell. But yet, for some reason on the model, the bell moves, which it shouldn't, because in real life it doesn't. In real life, I don't know what it's called, but the thing inside of the bell just hits against the side, and that's it. The bell doesn't actually move, which is something I wish they kind of did, which is like lock the bell in place. At least from the videos I've seen of the big boy recently, it doesn't have a movable bell. And not to mention as well the class lights being different colors on the rear, which I don't believe it's like that in real life. And not even all the lights are lighted on this locomotive. There should be a couple lights here, I believe, in real life. Two, like one here and one here, I think, somewhere around there. And then there should be the I don't know what the light's called on the tender. The light that's meant to be red on the tender. I'll put a picture here. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, that should be light lit. But apparently, it will take too much power to light it, which I doubt, considering my MTH 412 has all the class lights lit and bicolored lighting, and that's perfectly fine. So, not entirely sure on that call. But oh yeah, one other thing which I would consider a pet peeve, as some people call it, is the rear set of drivers rotating. Now I know why they do that. They do it so it runs on smaller layouts. But I kind of doubt that someone's going to be buying a big boy then running it on an 18-inch radius. I don't really see that happening, but maybe people do, which I'm fine with that. But you buy an $800 locomotive to be accurate. You don't buy it so it can run on a small radius. Some people, of course, they do, which I think it should be an option, to be honest, or at least maybe in the box have some sort of piece, which could you could just maybe take this off or something, and then it would just, maybe lock that rear set of driver in, which I don't know why they can't just do that. I would have preferred something like that, but at the same time, I guess it's hit or miss with Broadway to begin with. And then they also put capacitors in this locomotive, which don't really even do anything. They maybe uphold the sound and motor for maybe a second or two before it just straight up cuts out, and it doesn't even uphold the lighting or the smoke unit. So you have to stop it. If you are running the smoke unit, you have to stop it, and then you have to wait a couple seconds, then you can move again because the smoke won't come out. And something, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Something else, the smoke unit doesn't even work in this one. The chuffing smoke churns on and off by itself. Yet the whistle steam works, so not entirely sure on that for some reason. But I really think this is, kind of, I dare say, lacking detail in some spots, because there should be a bit more detail around here. There should be a pipe. I don't remember what the pipe's called, but starting from the whistle, then going into here, should be another pipe going to the other side as well, which is missing on this model as well. And also this little piece here, for the, I don't know what it's called again, the smoke hood, is bending. When it gets hot, it bends, which, I mean, makes sense, but that could have been easily fixed by making it out of maybe aluminum or metal. But what can I expect for $800, right? And, I will say there's so much else to go over, like the unpainted axle caps, which they're not even accurate to begin with anyways, because they should be drilled out. You should be able to see to the other side, but I guess that's not possible when it's a state-of-the-art design, right? So yeah. I really wish that was a thing, though. That would have been pretty cool to be able to see to the other side through the axle caps. Sorry, not axle caps, axle ends. Yeah, it would have been nice to have them churned, but I guess that's just not possible. Athearn did it. um, what was that? I don't know. I didn't hear anything. Whoops. I think someone was talking else there. Jeez, something else. Yeah. So that's my problem. I'd say with this big boy. Oh, the main problem that I am super concerned about though is that this locomotive cannot push my finger. No, I am not kidding when I say that. I'll demonstrate this now. So let me turn my track on. I use an NC PH Pro with the 5 amp booster inside. So I'm going to put my finger right here in front of this. Hold it. This is throttle on, by the way. That's on. I want to prove to you. That's on. It cannot push my finger. It's that weak. Yeah, which is quite disappointing. Let me bring it back here. Right, so Big Boy's back now. And you can see those capacitors in action, not upholding any of the lights or smoke, which is great. We all love to see that, don't we? But yeah, so that's my main complaints, and I would say that's a really, really big problem, having the big boy not strong enough to push my finger, which I will say it's not even putting in much of an effort. Um, I just feel that it will try to push me, but after maybe a second, it will kind of be like, nope, I'm not going to try, and I feel it give up. And then you can see it speeds up and slows down when I release it, which is something I don't know why the decoder does that. But I think that maybe due to the Paragon decoder, worried about its gears possibly or something, maybe it's overloading. I don't know. But I will let you guys know something as well. When I was filming my 40 car train, which some of you may have seen that I did on YouTube Shorts and Instagram. Link in description. Well, to Instagram, but not YouTube. This is already going on YouTube. So, uh, it couldn't pull the California Zephyr coaches with all of my freight. That's 40 cars. 42, actually. Now, the big boy in real life, I'm pretty sure, what was it? It did. I would have to push it occasionally during the start when I would, you know, throttle up the locomotive because it couldn't move. I would have to push it so it could start moving, which is quite disappointing, just to say the least. That was very disappointing. I never recorded it because I just didn't feel like it, to be honest. But yeah, so that was very disappointing too, that it couldn't really pull 42. And my layout's not that uneven either. It maybe has a 1.5% grade in some areas, but it couldn't be any more than that. And it's very, very disappointing to me that it cannot push my finger. And I know you guys may be saying, well, plastic gears, they're gonna break. Well, then why don't you make them out of metal then? That's my question. Surely it couldn't cost that much to maybe make them out of aluminum or brass or something. Well, I think brass would bend maybe because it's soft. I think it would need a lot more weight than that to bend. But at least if you use metal gears, it wouldn't be as much as an issue. My Trace Class 77 actually has enough power to push this big boy, which is quite surprising considering it has two undriven axles, due to prototypical accuracy. Which I will say is quite impressive that it could push this, before my track got all covered in smoke fluid by this and the FEF. I think I have a clip of that actually in my stream. If I can find it, maybe I'll insert it here if I can find it. But it did actually push it with the 30 freight cars behind it. It pushed it for a little bit, not too long. But that has metal gears, and this doesn't. Which I think it needs that, to be honest, to be as good as it can be. So yeah, that's really my main complaints here. Um, so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Maybe I'm complaining a bit too much, but I really think when you're spending this much money, it has to be top of the line. They say it has top of the line sounds, which we all know they're not top of the line. If anything, they're very far from being top of the line. And their decoders, when they short, they don't actually short the layout, they just short themselves, which when you short a lock sound or tsunami, they put the current back into the track, and then I'm guessing that's how it works. Then they short the, PH Pro, so then the track power cuts off. But this does not do that, which is one of the most annoying things in my opinion too. But yeah, that's gonna be it, I'd say. Um, I know this might be a bit of a long ranting video, but yeah, hope you guys, for some reason, I guess, would enjoy this, or at least found this helpful if you're looking to buy one of these. So yeah, this is going to be Cedric Strange signing off, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Goodbye, guys.